to Risen Network, Robertson Insider Sport and Entertainment Network. Today we have two guests today on the show, Christopher Avery and Anthony Dyson. And today we're going to discuss the topics that you sent us that you wanted us to debate about. So we'll go ahead and get started. First topic I have for my guest today is, do you think that Stephen Curry deserves the MVP award?
Of course, because look at all the stuff that Stephen Curry has done through his career. Like, I don't remember what season, but one of those seasons he hurt his ankle, and he had to be out that entire season. And to be able to come back from that injury all these years and perform at that level, it's impressive. Like, basically, in 2012 and 2013, he broke the record with 271 threes in one season. And 2 years later, he broke it again with 284 threes. You got to look at it. That's impressive. Like, a lot of players don't be able to break their own record like that. So,
Well, what do you think of his performance this past season to garner the MVP award?
he was playing very well. Like, his defense has improved. He's a great passer. Obviously, he's a great shooter. His IQ is sky high. So, you got to look at it. He's surrounded by a whole bunch of all-stars that are here to back him up. So,
All right. Chris, do you agree?
I agree, but at the same time I disagree because of there are other players in the NBA that have higher stats than Stephen Curry. But Stephen Curry is a point guard, so you can't compare him to LeBron. But as an MVP, I feel like he shouldn't have, but I think Westbrook was more of an MVP candidate than Stephen Curry.
All right, then. Interesting debate. I guess you guys both agree. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next question. Next question is, who do you think will be, which rookie do you think will be the favorite to win the next year's Rookie of the Year award?
yeah, I got to say D'Angelo Russell, because he got drafted by the Lakers, and you got to look at who's on the Lakers. You got one of the best players to ever live, Kobe Bryant, as a mentor to D'Angelo Russell. And you have great players who are coming to the Lakers so they could be able to improve and rebuild. And basically, again, it's impressive because he's a freshman. He was a freshman, averaging 19.7 points per game. And I believe he was averaging more than 5 assists per game.
Mm-hmm.
And he's pretty tall, just to say he's a point guard, 6'5". So I'm counting on him to be the Rookie of the Year.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm going to disagree on that one. I'm going to say Frank Kaminsky out of Charlotte. Well, because in college, he was the National Player of the Year. He's a winner. He didn't win the championship, but he's a winner. So for Charlotte, he's a big project for their team. He also have Al Jefferson, and they also have Kemba Walker, plus Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. They're winners, so they'll be able to win. So they also rebuilding, but at the same time, I feel like Frank Kaminsky will be able to stand out over the other players in 2015 draft.
All right, then. Next question. A lot of people say that if you had to pick one, who would be the greatest player in the NBA? A lot of people say LeBron James. So do you guys agree with that statement, and why?
Yeah,
Chris?
I agree because I don't think no one's compared to him. He got amazing stats. He's just amazing. Like his ability to do everything on the court. He can play the 1 to the 5. There's no one that can guard him. He's pretty much the best player in the world to me. So.
All right, Anthony.
Right now, LeBron is the greatest player in the world, but if you were to say, like, 5 years ago, I would obviously say Kobe Bryant, because Kobe doesn't stand for losing. He's a winner. So basically, if he had the chance to take the last shot of the game, it'll be Kobe Bryant, because LeBron James isn't really, he seems to not be much of a clutch player, performer, to be able to take that last shot.
But he's a high level player. He can play at the highest level. He can compete. He can put up numbers. He can carry a team to a playoff.
Yeah, he can, but Kobe Bryant can carry a team to the championship, to the finals.
I believe he had like Shaq and maybe like Derek Fisher and other players.
But you got to look at the amount of points that Kobe Bryant was averaging. He was averaging, I think one season he averaged, and I don't know for sure, more than 30, I believe.
I think LeBron averaged like 40 this playoff season.
Yeah, LeBron had an impressive.
But you got to look at it. LeBron would never be able to. He probably could, but it seems like now he won't be able to break a record like Kobe's, the second highest scoring performance, 81 points.
But he's selfish. I'm gonna say that. That's selfish.
It ain't about being selfish. Like, he's a shooting guard. He's not supposed to be a pass first player. And Kobe Bryant averages. He's not a big passer.
So you can't say that he's the greatest player in the world because you have to compare the greatest player in the world to the best shooter in the world. You can consider the best shooter in the world, but not the greatest player because he will be able to manage more than just 81 points. He also has 20 assists, 50 rebounds for LeBron.
We say Michael Jordan is the greatest player to ever play, but he didn't average as many assists either. Kobe Bryant was probably
The greatest
one
scorer.
assist lower than Michael Jordan, but LeBron James right now, he is the greatest player because he's probably averaging more than 6 assists.
Me personally, I think we say Jordan is the greatest player of all time because of his legacy. But that doesn't necessarily mean he was the best basketball player that ever played on the basketball court. Everybody is better at something than anybody else. They say Stephen Curry the best shooter of all time, which means you'd be saying he's better than Jordan. So it's just a matter of opinion question. But do you think there will be a next LeBron in the league?
There will never be another
Yeah,
LeBron.
I believe it. They have a lot of talent coming up in the years of 2016, 2017, 2018. They got a lot of kids that's coming up in high school that are very athletic, smart, can also be #1 draft picks, can be able to play in the league and take over. I mean, LeBron, he's getting old now, but he's getting wiser, so you might see maybe less scoring and more assists, but there's a lot of more kids that can come up to be the next LeBron, next Jordan.
I feel like there will never be another LeBron James. Like, all these good players in the league, you will never be able to replace them. Like Michael Jordan, you will never be able to replace Michael Jordan. You will never be able to replace a player like Stephen Curry, Ray Allen, LeBron James, obviously. I mean,
You can
like
replace
Scottie Pippen.
you can replace
Yeah.
anybody in the NBA.
You will never
can't-
be able to compare.
You can't
to
compare,
them.
but you can replace. It's easy to get replaced because Stephen Curry can get hurt, and they feel like they don't want him no more, so they can trade him for a better player. You can get replaced in the NBA.
I mean, there most likely won't be a player that's just like Stephen Curry, has the IQ like Stephen Curry, or a great shooter like Stephen Curry.
Well, they got the
Also,
Kyrie Irving. They have a Kyrie Irving as great as Stephen Curry, but his name isn't as big as Stephen Curry because Stephen Curry won the championship. What's his name? Kyrie Irving got hurt in the playoffs, so you can't say a lot of stuff about it. So you got to be mindful that Kyrie Irving is also a great player, but you can't compare him to Stephen Curry because Stephen Curry has won the championship now.
All right. One more question for you. What sophomore player do you think will have the biggest breakout season this upcoming NBA season?
I gotta say Jabari Parker. Jabari Parker, he was just off the entire season last year, and he's a good player, small forward position. Like, he wasn't he the number 2 draft pick?
Mm-hmm.
Number 2. Okay, so you look at it, he's doing all this recovery, rebuilding, building up more muscle, so he could be bigger than everybody else. You know, all this off season, all this off time, you obviously most likely either you'll get better or you'll get worse.
But you
and I
look
feel
at
like
it-
he's getting better.
look at a player like Julius Randle. He also missed majority of the season last season. You think he not getting better? He didn't use that time to become a better player, work on this game.
I'm pretty sure he is getting better, but a player like Jabari Parker, he's going to be leading the Milwaukee Bucks to the playoffs.
But then again, I have a guy in San Antonio, Kyle Anderson, who won the MVP for the Summer League, and also the San Antonio Spurs are championship contenders each and every year. So you got to be able to think about it. Kyle Anderson can be able to help his team. Jabari Parker, team is rebuilding. That's why they have Michael Carter Williams over there. But San Antonio is a team that can win each and every year. But with Kyle Anderson, a 6'9" point guard, it's a different ballgame.
We run out of time, so I'm just going to ask a bonus question. You don't really have to explain, but who do you think will be the favorite to win the championship next season?
Golden State.
You got it?
Okay, see.
All right, folks, you have it. Answered the questions you had for us today. So I'm Kyron Robinson, Chris Avery, Anthony Dyson. This was Risen Network, and we're out.